I feel like CrossFit, there are phases and seasons, and right now the season I'm in is no workout is fun because every single workout that I'm doing right now, I have to get to that dark place. Mm-hmm. And when you finish the workout, it is the worst feeling in the world. Like that 90 seconds post-workout is the worst feeling in the world.
Writhing on the floor.
Because you stop moving, you know, I walk around, but like you're done with the workout, you can't breathe, you want to poop your pants, you want to throw up, you want to pass out, all at the same time.
I can count those times it's happened to me maybe on 3 fingers.
Right? Yeah.
And you do that daily. Welcome to the Unbroken podcast with Chris Crosby. I have a special guest today, Jessica Griffith.
Hey.
And I'm really excited because I've known Jessica for 2 years now.
Yes, been a great friendship.
And it was just kind of funny how it happened is I was volunteering at Ozark Mountain Shred Fest. Mm-hmm. And I was working the athlete area, just kind of being the goofball that I am, making jokes, and you came up and you're just like, you're funny. We're gonna be Facebook friends.
We're gonna be friends.
And so right there we added each other, and I've just seen you grow into this amazing athlete, because I think at that year at Shredfest you even competed just intermediate.
That was my first competition ever. That was my first competition, and so I met you, and your personality just like caught my attention, and I'm like, that guy needs to be my friend.
Yeah.
And
happy people, draw other happy people, and so
exactly. So we immediately clicked.
So it's just been really cool to watch. Just like over the 2 years, you're just like doing this first competition, and now you're just like crushing things.
It's been such a fun ride. I think back to that first Shred Fest so much. And I remember the max lift was a snatch, and it was 125, and now it's like doing it for reps, and it's a breeze, and it's like, it's so cool. It's fun to be on the ride, like in this journey. That's what I think has kept me motivated. It's just the progress is coming, and it's just so fun and addicting, and
it is addicting, and being surrounded by such great athletes at your gym too. I mean, just like that, what is that saying? Like high tide brings everyone up.
Iron, baby.
Yeah. So, Jessica, let's get to know you a little bit. Because I mean, like I said, we've been Facebook friends for 2 years, and I see you at competitions and I see you at things, but I don't know a lot about your background and your history. I know you're a nurse, right?
Yes, I'm an ER nurse at Cox.
At Cox, awesome. So you're working all sorts of crazy hours then.
So for 2.5 years, I worked on the floors as a med-surg nurse, and that shift was 7P to 7A overnight, 3 days a week. And I was like, I'm young enough, it's fine. I would get off work at 7 in the morning and then come to the gym and train. Depending on my mood, sometimes I would be here till noon. And that, after 2.5 years, got too much. I couldn't do it anymore. So I just switched. I moved down to the ER, and now I'm working 11A to 11P.
Okay.
So it's a normal sleep schedule. It's during the day.
You're not a zombie.
Not a zombie. And it's nice because I can come to the gym in the morning still and get my session in. And like I said, just be on a normal sleep schedule. And that's just been since October. Okay. And that's made a huge difference.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes. It's unbelievable. I can't believe how much better I feel in life and just in my workouts.
So what did you play sports all growing up, or?
So I guess it all started, my dad was a bodybuilder.
Awesome.
And so I was always kind of his gym mate. Like 3rd grade, he had me on the bench press and the leg press. And I remember in 3rd grade, we had to run, I think it was a quarter mile in gym class. Yeah. And so the night before, I'm on the leg press, like pumping out my legs. And I'm like, I'm going to get this quarter mile tomorrow, and I'm going to
crush it. I'm going to fatigue my legs so hard right now.
And that was 3rd grade, and I'm like, so I think back to that, and I'm like, this has been in my bones. And I had the 2.5 pound dumbbells. My dad loved it, and I loved doing it with them. So that's where it started.
So you grew up like in the gym, seeing your dad do.
Yeah, he was always super into it. Like I said, he was a bodybuilder, and so when he had kids, he would always had a home gym, and he wasn't as serious into it. It was back in the day, but he always had it and would take us down the basement and show us the curls and all that. So that's where it started.
Okay.
I was homeschooled for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Okay.
And I did gymnastics. And I was going to compete, but I went to the competition class, and I had just moved to the area.
Mm-hmm.
So the teacher thought I was just transferring gyms as a competitive gymnast. She didn't know that I was never a gymnast before.
Okay.
Just kind of like I was self-taught.
Right.
But had never been in a competition class. So when it got to the conditioning at the end of the class, she ran me through as if I had been a gymnast my whole life. And I cried to my mom, and I said, "Mom, I never want to go back." And I didn't. And it's one of my biggest regrets, because I love the floor. That was if I was going to do anything, it would have been the floor. And that I was naturally good at it. So when I was homeschooled, I would go to the open gyms and like hang out with the level 10 gymnast, and she did a back handspring, so I did a back handspring. If she did a back tuck, I did a back tuck, and it was just like, it was natural for me. And so looking back, I'm like, man, if I actually stayed in the competition class, like I probably would have done okay in gymnastics. Yeah.
Isn't that funny how you're just like, because I remember times when I was a kid, and it's just a coach pushing you, and you're just like, I hate running suicides. I don't ever want to play football. Because that was me. I was the chubby football kid that rode the sideline, so I was just kind of like, I'm never going to play football again. And I'm like, well, I would have just got better if I would have stayed with it.
Exactly.
And I would have, but it's hindsight 2020. So it's like one of those things that I look at my son, like my son's taken after his mom in running. Okay. And he won the mile race at a local whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean,
how old is he?
He's 9, and he ran the mile in like 7:20.
Oh my word!
Yeah. So like,
9-year-old.
Yeah. So and he's just like, I love to run, and so I'm like, okay, we need to keep that love.
Yeah.
We don't.
It's so important. Yes.
I worry about burning them out, but they come to the gym and see us working out all the time. So like on Saturdays we bring them in. We're like, all right, we're gonna write you a workout. So we do something little. Yeah. And they love doing. Like all 3 of my kids love doing that.
That's so important too. Like I really think that parents. Like, I see the parents that come into our gym with their kids, and it's like, that's so important, because he's 9 years old, and it's like, you're teaching him fundamental movements from the get-go. Like, it will carry him throughout life,
well, it's like
that's so important.
Your memories with your dad, you know, I mean, that's stuff that you remember. I'm sure that you kind of got that mental game from that, too, you know, just, my dad could do this, I can do this.
Exactly.
So you did a little bit of gymnastics. Did that translate into what you're? I mean.
So yeah, that's always been my foundation. So then in high school, I really wanted to play football. I was like, Dad, I want to do this. Yeah. And he told me no. He said, I will never forgive myself if I have to walk you down the aisle in a wheelchair. So I was like, okay. So then I figured cheerleading was the next best thing. So I was a cheerleader. I played volleyball. I swam, which was an epic fail. And looking at our games performance, you could swimming was not my thing. Which is so
I thought you were fish in water, Jess.
And I did live in Rhode Island, so I would swim in the ocean. But when you've got 5 other people with you, it was challenging, and that's okay. We got through it.
Yeah, you
didn't
did.
drown.
I think that's the number one goal. Like, I don't drown.
Don't drown. That was the goal. Let's just get through it. So I swam and I pole vaulted, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Yes.
So you've always had that real competitive, that drive, that athletic.
The athletic and the passion. I don't know if I'm necessarily competitive. Mm-hmm. I'm competitive, but not in a nasty, mean, like, dark way.
Because that's funny, because I did an interview with Mackenzie Riley about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she said the same thing. She's like, I'm not competitive. I don't give 2 flips if I lose at Monopoly. Right. I don't care. And my husband, she's like, my husband goes crazy at these things. But she's like, but put a barbell at my hand and have a girl that I think that she can beat me. I get really competitive. Is that the case for you when you see someone out there on the floor?
I agree with Mackenzie where it's like, you got to get in your head and tell yourself you can to get to that dark place in CrossFit. Yeah, I think I would agree with her, because I think back to Granite Games a couple months ago. There was a deadlift handstand workout, and I'm like, this is my workout. I'm gonna do this, and I just went. It was like the first time I ever went totally psycho in a workout, and it was awesome. So yeah, I can see. I would definitely agree with her that it's like, put a barbell in your hands, put in your head that you can win this, and yeah, you can go psycho. But I'm also, I don't get butthurt over losing.
Okay.
I think Jared maybe gets frustrated with me sometimes because Jared is one of my teammates.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world to me. So he's like, Jess, you gotta not like losing more, if that makes sense. And I'm like, okay. So I guess that could be something I need to work on.
Well, you talk about going to that pain cave. Like, because that's something that I really struggle with. I mean, like for me, when I do a competition, it's easier for me to get there because you're in that environment. But I see like people when they're training, especially at the level that you guys are training, going to the games. You almost go to that pain cave daily.
Yes.
So how do you approach that? Because for me, if I'm doing we did the 12 Days of Christmas the other day, and I was just on the 100-meter run. I was just like, I'm gonna throw up if I go anywhere. So I walked. But I see people that train at your level. They're just like, well, if I throw up, I throw up, and I just keep going. Like, how do you flip that switch daily?
So it's funny you bring this up because just recently, I feel like CrossFit. There are phases and seasons, and right now the season I'm in is no workout is fun because every single workout that I'm doing right now I have to get to that dark place, and when you finish the workout it is the worst feeling in the world. Like that 90 seconds post-workout is the worst feeling in the world.
Writhing on the floor.
Because you stop moving, I walk around, but like you're done with the workout, you can't breathe, you want to poop your pants, you want to throw up, you want to pass out all at the same time.
I can count those times it's happened to me maybe on 3 fingers.
Right? Yeah.
And you do that daily.
Yeah. So I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why do I do this? And then that 90 seconds passes and it's like,
the endorphins kick in.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's what we live for.
Right.
Is that because I feel like I've been doing this for 2.5, almost 3 years now. And I'm at the point, for me, being a 340-pound guy at one point,
Crazy.
I don't feel like any workout just crushes me anymore.
Right.
And then once I said that though, a workout last week just put me on my knees. It destroyed me. But those are very few and far in between. I get done with the workout and then those 90 seconds where you're just like, what did I just do to myself? But you get up and you're like, that was a lot of fun.
Right.
That was
crazy?
Yeah. So, and we pay to do this.
Right. Seriously. No kidding. Something that's fun too is like you can, like you're saying you're 340 pounds, you see the progress that you've made, and like you look at workouts that you did when you started, and if you repeat workouts, it's like, wow, I just PR'd my time by 5 minutes. It's a long time, and that's awesome progress.
Yeah, well, I said I did the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
I time capped the first year I did it, and I got it done 11, 12 minutes under the time cap this year.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
But that's cool kind of things where I remember the first time I did Fight Gone Bad, I got, I think 198 reps, and I was just like, I'm the biggest bad A in the world, and then now I broke 300.
That's crazy.
But but that's the cool thing about CrossFit is we do those benchmark WODs or we repeat workouts every now and then, and just to test ourselves in that ability. Do you ever go back? Have you thought about going back and retesting on any of those?
Well, so yeah, I mean, I follow competitors training programming right now.
A lot of people are doing that.
It's unbelievable.
That's what my gym owner Macy, he's one of the guys that he does a competitive class.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of volume, and it wears on your body. And Lord knows I love the rest weeks that he programs. But it's done really well for me. I know some athletes have tried it and it just doesn't work for them, which I get because, I don't know, everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't think there is one secret programming to,
Well, I watched a video the other day. Brooke Entz, she was listing all her coaches. She has 6 coaches that one her nutrition, one her Olympic lifting, one of her I mean, just like you said, it takes. I mean, how, with you being on CrossFit 417 and the team, do you guys have several?
So Jared programs for the regular gym members, and then he programs for the athletes in the gym. And I will just be pretty candid, I am not currently following what Jared programs. I have just found that personally, the results that I have found with competitors training have been better for me.
Yeah.
Now, he's had athletes try competitors training, and they like Jared's programming better.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't think there's one secret program that, you know, will make you the best athlete. I just think you have to find what's best for you.
Plus
and
with diet too, like there's so many things that could get you where you want to be, but you have to find the program that's the most enjoyable for you.
Exactly. So, and then I think, you know, we went team last year. If we go team again this year, the way I look at it is, if we're not all following the same program, I think that's okay, because you can't have all the same athlete.
Right.
If you're all doing the same programming, you might have a lot of the same strengths, and when you're on a team, you need, you know, to be multicolored and be able to do different things. So, it's, you know, I think he wishes I would follow his programming, and I get that, and we've talked about it. But at the same time, you know, I think me doing something different, I will have different things to offer to the team when that time comes.
And I mean, if you guys do go team again, you'll have team practices.
Exactly.
And that's, I mean, I think that if you're putting in the work, and it doesn't matter, I guess, what program, as long as you're putting the work in, and when you come together as a team, that's when you guys work out all the whatever and hit it hard together.
Exactly.
Now, when you guys were in games mode this year, like, what was your guys' like training schedule? Because I one thing I love about watching those I'm a big fanboy. I like sit and watch like YouTube videos of like people working out and the CrossFit.com videos and stuff like that. And I love how like Rich running, they're like, "What are you gonna do to train for team?" And he's like, "We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna put a lot of work in." And I guess like they work out like 3 times a day sometimes as a team. What was your guys' like?
So when we were training, our team was comprised of we have a pharmacist on the team. We have Jared, who owns the gym. Mallory was a volleyball coach. Kelly was working in an office at the time. Austin worked at a nutrition store, and I was working nights as a nurse. So with that being said, it was really hard to get our schedules to
you guys all have
we were all over the place. And so it was really hard to get our schedules to all collide and be able to get together. So before regionals, I think we got together as a full team maybe 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was bad. Like, and sometimes we would have practices where one person would be missing or whatever, but as a whole team, it wasn't very many times that we got to work out together. And that kind of showed in our performance, because if you watch any of the regionals workouts, our transitions were not very strong. And when you're on a team, transitions are everything. Just learning each other, learning cues, and just being able to communicate. And I think with team practice, you can be the best athletes in the world, but if you can't communicate, you're going to struggle, because there's going to be a team who's just as good but did practice that communication, and that's what will get you is in the transitions. Now for games, again, it was still hard, getting all our schedules to work together. But we took it more seriously and trained more, but by no means did we train 3 times in one day, multiple times, like Rich Fleming's team. So.
I mean, not every, that's just, I mean, a lot of those guys are just like, hey, we're professional athletes, and this is all we do all the time, and you're like, I work 12-hour shifts.
Yes.
But that's cool. Like, how, now, the games, like, I mean, like, a lot of people, that's their be-all, end-all.
Dude.
Like, like, what? So, like, was there several times while you were there where you're just like, holy crap?
So, people have asked me, what was your favorite part? Which, the whole experience was unbelievable and just surreal. But I have to say, so we walked into the Marriott where they were hosting all of the athletes, the majority of the individual athletes and then team. We didn't get in because we got our reservations late, so we had to stay at a different hotel. But the first night we were there, they invited all the athletes to come out, and we checked in. And then they're like, okay, you're going to go to this back room. Have I told you this story?
No, I haven't heard it.
And so the girl has a box of Reebok clothing, and she's showing us the flip book of all the clothes, and then showing us the clothes, and it's like a million outfits.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram picture where just
Yeah.
like, check out this, like you couldn't fit it all in the picture.
Right?
Like all these
So
shoes.
she's showing us, and Kelly, Valerie, and I are standing there. We're like, oh, this is cool. And I'm thinking like, oh man, how are we going to decide like who wears what? And so she gets through all the clothes that we were supposed to wear, and she's like, so which one of you is Miss Griffith? I was like, that's me. She's like, okay, this whole box is yours. And I'm like, wait, you mean we're not splitting this? Like, this is all mine? She's like, yep, it's fit for size. It's all your size. But if anything doesn't fit, like, we've got a seamstress on site. We can fit it to you if you need to. Just let me know. But yeah, try everything on. If you don't like anything, let me know. And I'm like, what? So we got all the clothes, and then they're like...
It was a CrossFit workout. It sounds like carrying the box.
Seriously, yeah. So then they're like, okay, now go get your shoes. We got 6 pairs of shoes. Just, what size do you need? What do you need?
Were they just like nanos or lifters or both?
So we got a pair of lifters, we got a pair of cleats, a pair of terrain shoes, running shoes, nanos, and I can't remember.
So when you saw the terrain shoes, were you like,
I'm like,
what am I gonna do
Yeah.
that I need terrain shoes? Like that,
Yeah.
like I would have started hyperventilating. Like I don't have terrain.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what terrain is.
I live in Missouri.
Yeah.
So they were just more than generous, which is so cool. And it just was so rewarding because it's like, we've spent hours and days, months, and years working on this, and to go there and just have them gratefully hand stuff to us, like, it was just really rewarding.
I bet it was surreal. Just like, and then you look to your left and you're like, I know.
You're like, oh, there's that really sexy CrossFitter that I always stalk. Oh, there's that girl that like is really amazing.
I would have
just CrossFit stars everywhere.
I would have turned into like Chris Farley. Like, do you remember that time where like I would have like
I pulled up their Instagram, been really creepy.
Yeah, and just going like liking all their pictures sitting next to him. Like, that would have been.
It was super cool. Yeah, because you follow these people all year long, and it's like so after we got all the clothes and the shoes, whatever. They had a paleo catered party for us.
Cool.
Which it was beautiful. It was like 4 o'clock. The sun was setting. California weather. Live DJ, like palm trees, and there was fountains and all these CrossFit stars just totally chilling.
And I bet they're all just real down to earth people.
Yeah,
I mean, because
they
like
just
that's
to work out, just like us.
I just work out really fast.
Right.
And that's the cool thing is I run into people. They're just like. I just do what I love, and I happen to be good at it.
Right. Yeah.
So, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So you're just there soaking it in.
Yeah. And it was our first night, so it was like, exactly, just soaking it in. And then they announced the workouts. Dave Castro's there, and it's like, hey, Dave Castro, what's up?
What's up, Big D?
Yeah, seriously. So it was just super cool. It was a really cool experience to be a part of.
Now we joked around about the swim at the beginning of the interview.
Yes.
So what were your thoughts when they announced the swim?
So we knew. I'm trying to remember when they announced.
Did they tease the swim beforehand?
I'm trying to remember because I think we just anticipated that we were going to have to swim in the ocean because, they did announce it that night at that catered party.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, so we definitely do have a swim in the ocean. We practiced on 4th of July, we went to the lake.
Yeah, Table Rock, right?
Yeah, and we pushed a paddleboard around with our team, and it was a disaster. So then when we heard the workout, we're like, guys, this is going to be a disaster. Let's just prepare ourselves. Like, it's just going to suck. Let's just get through it. Do the best we can.
Yeah, damage control.
Looking back, we would have just been better off doing one deadlift with the worm and staying on shore the whole time because we got last place anyway.
But you never know.
You never know. Yeah. And we had to try it. And I think what we got caught up on was when one person would be like pulling, one was pushing. We just couldn't communicate how to.
You have waves crashing over your head.
Waves crashing over you. There was a picture I saw later of a shark in the water, so I'm like, cool, we're swimming with sharks.
Yeah.
You're swallowing salt water, so you want to throw up everywhere.
So for people, what was the workout? It was.
Okay, so it was I believe, 25 deadlifts with the worm.
Yeah.
You had to swim around the pier.
Was it 400 meters or 200 meters swim? It was ridiculous.
I'm so bad at remembering workouts.
You had to swim a long distance with a big, like those rafts that they save people's lives on.
Yeah.
Like
So we did the deadlifts with the worm, and then we had to swim around the pier with the raft.
Mm-hmm.
So all 6 of us had to be touching it.
Yeah. You had to do it like 3 times.
I think so. I think it was 25. Yeah, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
25 deadlifts, swim around the pier. 25 deadlifts, swim around the pier, and another round. So it was. It just sucked having to get back in the ocean.
Yeah. Just knowing.
Once you did it once, you're like, it's scary.
Yeah.
We only had to get in the ocean twice.
That's right.
So
you did
it was
the swim
3 sets
twice.
of deadlifts and swim. Yeah.
You started with deadlifts.
Right.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I remember, I watched a lot of the competition because I had friends in the games, and I remember the commentary when you guys you came in last on that workout.
Yep.
And people were struggling with the worm deadlift there at the end after that swim.
Yeah.
They're like, I remember the commentary like, well, CrossFit 417, definitely the deadlift is not the issue with them, because you could see how angry you guys, I don't know if angry, but you guys were like, I just want to get this done, and how fast you flew through those last 25 deadlifts. I think they were faster than anybody, like the whole workout.
Yeah, and I mean, what we are known for and what we have done is we're a strong team.
You guys are strong.
So, when it comes to swimming, that played against us because it's hard to get big, heavy boys to swim. But when I got to the deadlifts, it's like, okay, we can do this. We're strong enough to do this. Let's shine on this part of it because we can't shine on the swim.
Yeah.
So.
And deadlifting that worm, it looked like there was like no technique. You were just like, it was all back.
No, and there were handles on the back. So it was like a big, long bag. And there were handles on it, but they wouldn't let you grab the handles. You had to just wrap your arms around it and hug it and pick it up. And then it was hard because we're all different heights. You're in the sand, and they're still expecting you to, and all different portions of the worm are different weights. So you don't know.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You don't know if you have the real heavy.
The heavy portion. I think it went from heavy to light.
Yeah. Those are the same worms you guys used in that like lunge workout, right?
Yep. Which was another fun workout.
You guys did really good on that one.
We had fun on that one. It was just hard because you had to run it was lunges, I think 50-foot lunges.
Yeah.
And then you had to run around the stadium, but you had to run up the stairs of the stadium, so like running uphill for the majority of the run.
Even running down the stairs,
and then down the stairs with, yeah.
And you guys were in the second to last heat on that one, so you guys were like way ahead of everybody, which was cool because you guys got a lot of camera time on that one.
Yeah.
And how was that frustrating if you were like in a heat with like CrossFit Mayhem or SoCal CrossFit? Where like honestly, I remember the strength portion where you guys got tied for first place in that one, and we only saw hardly any of you guys lift.
Right. That kind of happened at regionals too. Mayhem got a lot of attention. But what I say to that is, you know what? Rich Froning has worked his tail off. And you know what? If I worked as hard as he has and I didn't get all that camera time, like, he has earned his camera time.
Okay.
Like, I totally get it. People want to see him. And it's frustrating for people who know us or know the other teams.
As fans of you guys,
Right. And I get people's frustrations, but it's like, Rich Froning has earned the camera time. I totally understand why the cameraman was on him, and I'm okay with it. And when I have worked that hard at CrossFit, I'll probably get that camera time, and I have earned it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get it if I haven't earned it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. That's cool because as a fan, I was just like, my friends are not. I want to see my friends do well, and you guys did do well.
Yeah.
I mean. And one thing that I know is like CrossFit Mayhem, you guys had a lot of the same strengths as them. And they had to come back from a deficit. I mean, how freaking cool was it? Like, I remember the first day I saw the standings, I was like, or the first workout, I was like, 40th. Like, I just felt heartbroken for you guys. And did that set a fire under you guys? Because, like, you ended at 11th in the games. Which, like, how many people have you heard? And honestly, I think if you would have gotten to that top 10, I think you guys would have, because that was all wheelhouse stuff for you guys.
Yep. It was nice to get the swim over with first because we knew that probably would have been our worst workout. And looking back, I'm glad that it was first because it was done and over, and then we could just focus on the rest of the weekend. And yeah, it definitely lit a fire under our little butts, because we wanted to do really good. We went in with high hopes and high expectations of ourselves, and so when we did it, we didn't think we knew we were going to do bad on the swim. We didn't think we were going to get last place. So when we did, we were like, oh crap, let's get it together, and we've got some, we need to make up for some lost space, and we need to do good. So we did well through the weekend and made it up to 5th place. And then we got to the last workout and it didn't go as planned, the one that would have qualified us for the final. And that was a freak accident and it could have happened to anybody. Yeah. And so then we ended up dropping to 11th, which it was bittersweet because 11th is still awesome. I am proud to say that we finished 11th at the CrossFit Games.
There's several teams that have gone several years at top, they're 30th every time. So I mean, that's...
Yeah, so it was a little bittersweet because we hope to have finished better than that. Yeah. But again, I can't be mad about 11th place. And yeah.
You always want to, I mean, you know your potential.
Exactly.
And you know where you wanted to be. But like you said, I mean, 11th place.
Not too shabby for rookies.
No, it's not. Didn't Brooke Wells get 11th in the games too? I think she got 11th.
I'm not sure.
So I mean, and you guys work out with her all the time too. She comes down here.
She's a good friend of ours.
That's cool. It's fun to see like you guys doing those kind of like workouts and stuff. Like I'm just like, it's just cool to see that level of athlete down in the good old 417.
Yep. Yeah, it was fun. Brooke came down a couple of times to train for the games with us, and it was just super cool to have her down here. And through the last year, she's just become such a good friend of ours. So it's always good to see her face.
That's cool. Hi Brooke.
Hi Brooke.
I'm gonna email her and see if she'll be on the podcast too.
Awesome.
I was up in Columbia a few weeks ago and interviewed Dylan and Patty.
Kelly, Oh yeah.
Those two were. It was the most bro out like podcast I've ever had.
Sure.
It was so funny.
I met Dylan at Shredfest where we met too.
Yeah.
First year.
That's the one thing I love about our community and CrossFit is like you get to go to these competitions. I mean, like I would have never met you if I didn't compete, but I signed up to help, and I would have never have met you and met hardly anyone from your. I have like so many friends from CrossFit 417 just from volunteering from things, and then I see them at different competitions and events, and it's just such a cool community. How many people do you think you met through just...
That's what I was just going to say. One thing that people ask me a lot is, do your families go to the competition? And they don't, which is okay because when you're doing competition, I did 8 this year. And so through doing all those competitions, I've met so many people, and that's the only time I get to see them.
Yeah.
So when I go to competitions, it's always so fun to just catch up with those faces and say hey, and it's such an awesome community. It's such a unique community. You all share one super awesome. You have an awesome commonality.
Yeah.
So when you only get to see those people a couple times a year, it's always awesome to catch up. And you have the old friends from competitions, and you always meet new friends.
New ones, yeah.
And I mean, I'm like a social butterfly. I love meeting people.
Yeah, I'm the same way. A stranger is a friend I haven't met yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so, and that's the cool, like, it was fun. I introduced you to my wife, Jen, at HOA this year. And you guys were just like, I was like, hi, Jessica. And you're like, beeline right, or like grabbed Mallory and Brooke and brought him over. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? You're like, and it was just fun. My wife was like starstruck with like everybody. Because like, she's been doing it for 2.5 years. But she's not really like, I grab her and bring her along to stuff too. Right. But it was cool. She was just afterwards, she's like, she was super nice. And everyone just like, I'm like, they're just normal people.
Right. Yep.
And they just have fun lifting and working out. They just could, lift more and move a barbell a little bit faster.
Yeah.
HOA is a lot of fun.
Oh, that competition is always amazing. Yeah. Jeremy does such a good job putting it on. One awesome thing about Jeremy is he is a perfectionist and a really hard worker. So when HOA goes on, it's like no messing around.
Yeah.
Like The details even just the weights, Heart of America.
Heart of America,
it's amazing. Yeah, he does such a good job. The workouts are always so much fun, and it's just cool to see how God has blessed him and the hard work that he puts into it. He's a great man of the Lord, and you can see like God's hand is totally on him in his career with this, because that competition sells out in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's so fast.
Yeah, which is just, I know how much work goes into it, so I'm glad that he can, like, it pays off for him, you know.
And you guys won it this year.
We won it this year,
awesome.
yeah. We had a good time.
Yeah. I remember watching you do your snatch. And I was just like, Jessica can snatch more than me.
It was, so I have this book of goals, like my lifting goals for the year, and snatching 180 was one of my goals this year.
I hit 175. It was a PR. I was just like, yeah! And then I was just like, no, I was still happy, but I was just like, that's so cool.
Yeah. And it was my birthday that day.
Heck yeah.
And so I like got all jacked up on pre-workout, and I'm like, we're gonna do this. And it was set up really cool because I don't remember the time cap, but it was enough time to where we could just cycle through, us three girls, and just keep lifting the bar. And it was like a lifting sesh just out in front of a crowd.
And you guys were all hitting heavy.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the best way to work up to a heavy weight, is just kind of making it EMOM style and just going up 10 pounds every minute. And so, when 180 went over my head, I lost my mind. It was awesome.
That was a PR for you?
Yes, yep, it was
That's
PR
cool.
and my year goal. I checked that off as soon as I got off the floor. So,
that's so cool.
It was awesome. Yeah,
I love, like, if you're going to PR or do anything like that, do it in competition, you know, just go.
Which is hard too, because a lot of times, like, the workouts aren't really programmed so you can.
Yeah.
Like at regionals, it was, you had, 3 minutes to get a 1 rep snatch? Like, that's not enough time. And if you miss your lift, just...
Yeah, did you get like 2 attempts? Like maybe 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not very long at all.
No. And it sucks. Like, you're like, I want to go heavy, but I don't want to miss my first one. Yeah. And you guys all hit your snatch.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won that event, right?
Yes.
Again, you guys are just super strong. So you said, are you guys getting the band back together? You guys?
So that is kind of, we're not sure yet. Okay. We're just gonna wait and see what happens with the Open. We'll be just as surprised as everyone else is to see how that works out.
Do you guys change your training when it comes to Open time? Because it's just a different kind of...
Yeah, the Open doesn't play in our favor because it's light and high reps, where we like heavy and low reps.
Yeah.
So it's always, especially with the way they've merged the regions last year,
the new super
more
regions.
competition. Yeah. My goal is to have all of our 3 games girls to qualify individually. I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
We do want to go team, that's the plan.
Yeah.
But like, you never know what can happen, injuries or,
stuff happens.
Yeah, stuff happens. So we're praying that all goes well, and we want to go back to the games as a team this year. It's fun to go as a team.
Yeah.
And it's good for the gym to have 6 people go over just 1. So yeah, the plan is to go team again.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's exclusive right here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Man, so like, now you talk about approaching a workout, going to that dark place. Mm-hmm. Now, how do you, I don't know, how is, from the beginning of your training to like now, like how do you, I know you say you go to that dark place every time, but how do you approach like coming into the gym and working out now compared to when you first started?
So, warming up is a huge part of getting ready for my training session. Mobilizing the lacrosse ball has become very accustomed to my body and is very, my lacrosse ball and I, we get real personal. Yeah. So I just make sure my muscles are rolled out and stretched out. And what I've been working on the last couple weeks is, I used to try to pep talk myself through a Metcon and be like, you can do this, keep going. But I have found, and even when someone else does that right in my face and kind of cheers me on, I get into panic mode. And then my breathing gets all messed up, and then I just kind of crash and burn. Which is weird because a lot of people are like, when someone's cheering them on, they usually get motivated to keep going. but it almost stresses me out.
Jordan said the same. Jordan Childs.
Really?
Like, I don't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, he's a really close training partner of mine, and I had to yell at him one day. I'm like, Jordan, go away.
That's funny. You know, he said he loves cheering for people, but he doesn't like it when people do it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so, what I've done lately is. And I'm like, I'm just going to try this out where I just I don't think at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I do, I'm like, just get one rep at a time and just take it rep by rep. I work out with my eyes closed.
I do that sometimes, yeah.
That works wonders, especially on the rower.
Yeah, go to the rower.
So just to get to my dark place, I'm like, it's one step at a time, one rep over my head at a time, and I don't try to cheer myself on. I just let my body move.
Right.
And when I let my mind zone out, I kind of forget how painful it is, and I just let my body move.
That's cool.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes because I've started doing that a little bit too, and not the level that I'm sure you are, but like I just kind of like we did that 12 Days of Christmas, and for me like those chipper wads, like I said, give me short, heavy, I'm good. But like a chipper wad, so I just kind of have to be like. Just get through these reps, just one at a time if I have to. And it's just like, if I do that, and instead of thinking about like, I have 50 pull-ups.
Yeah, you cannot do that.
That just, it crushes you, but I'm like, I can do sets of 3.
Right.
I can do one at a time.
Right.
And I'm glad that someone at a high level thinks the same way, because it's just like, because sometimes I'll just be like, and then you start like, I can't do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to hit the time cap. Yeah, you do. And it's just like, and then you're just like, you take 50 seconds a minute before you even touch the bar again.
Yeah, I will say one of my strategies for long metcons is like set a rep scheme for yourself, and for me it's usually short, quick sets. Like if I had 50 pull-ups, or let's say 100 pull-ups, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do sets of 5, and anyone can get through, or I know I can get through 5 pull-ups.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off the bar real quick, take a breath, jump back up. I can get through 5. 5's easy, opposed to like trying to attack it, 25. Yeah, exactly. No, you gotta like break it up. And
it's cool how when you've been doing it long enough, like you never want to go to failure. And back when we first started, I would just be like, all right, Thunder, let's keep going. And then you're like, you kill yourself, and then it kills the rest of the workout. But now you can kind of strategize it, game it, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the Unbroken podcast is about not just fitness and weightlifting, but it's also about weight loss and diet.
Nice.
Because that's what my biggest thing is, losing the weight. That's how do you approach your diet when you're training, when you're in full training mode?
So I follow the zone diet.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's the foundation of nutrition. Really, it's even set portions of proteins, carbs, and fats. Depending on your body size or your workload, you look at the blocks and see which set of blocks will fuel your body appropriately. So I follow 4 blocks right now. When I amp up my training or just heavy training days, I'll go up to 5 blocks for my meals. And so I follow the zone diet. You can find it on Google.
Okay.
And so for breakfast, I'll do like 6 egg whites, and I get a lot of my carbs from fruits. After a workout, I'll have a peanut butter and jelly because I love peanut butter and jelly.
Do you get like right in that time period right after the workout?
Yep, so I try to eat within an hour of my workouts. So the only time I really have like starchy carbs such as potatoes or breads is after a workout. And then I love French fries.
They're so good.
So much. They're my favorite food. Like on my Instagram, there's a French fry between Jessica and Griffith. That's because I love French fries. It's part of me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I get my fats from almonds. And it's just worked out really nice with my schedule. I'm always on the go, so
do you plan it like you meal prep in the week, or do you just set yourself up to have like easy, accessible?
It varies on my mood, really. The hardest part is keeping myself entertained with proteins.
Yeah.
I switch it up. I've been doing lunch meat lately, which I'm like, this is such a bad idea because I feel like lunch meat is not a good source of protein.
All this delicious sodium. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, I try to like look at the ingredients and the sodium, and Yeah, but I'm like, I'm gonna go to Walmart when I leave here and just get not lunch meat.
But that's definitely a thing, like, because I'll get sick of food. Mm-hmm. And when I'm, like, in full-blown, like, if I'm losing a lot of weight, it's because I'm eating the same dang thing every day.
Yep.
And when I stop losing weight, it's because I'm just like, I need pizza! Exactly. And I'll go on like, I'm trying to find that happy medium, because I don't like I love a lot of variety.
Right.
But when I'm trying to train or being, like, I'll eat my egg whites in the morning with my piece of cheese on my whole wheat, whatever. Right. And I'll eat the same thing every day for weeks on end. Right. But when I'm doing that, it works. That's what's making me lose weight. But it's so important. Like, for dinner, I try to be like, okay, I'm gonna have turkey for dinner. Right. I'm gonna have chicken for dinner, and I'm not just gonna have chicken and broccoli and sweet potatoes. I'm gonna have. So do you try to, like, have your one thing? Do you eat pretty consistent and then have your few things that you switch out?
Yep. So it's really just the proteins that I switch out every couple months. But I'm like you, where I can go a whole month eating the same meals for 5 meals a day. Yeah. Just different portions because I get 3 meals and 2 snacks. Or sometimes I do 3 meals and 1 really big snack. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no problem getting my carbs from fruits, and I need to get better at eating vegetables. In the zone diet, you just have to eat so many vegetables to get 1 block, and that's like frustrating for me. So I just say, forget it, I'm just gonna eat fruit.
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll eat an apple. Exactly.
But I find that vegetables actually hold me over better than fruits. There's more fiber in them.
Yeah, they digest longer.
Yeah. I need to get better at eating vegetables. But
I think everyone can. I think there's, like, maybe vegetarians are the only people good at eating vegetables. Yeah. And even then, like, I see them, they're like, I'm gonna eat all this starchy vegetables. And I'm like, yeah,
it doesn't work. But then I have Fat Saturday, which anyone who does follow me has seen me post plenty of times about it. I'll go to McDonald's and order 4 hamburgers, 3 French fries, and a McFlurry. And then go back a couple hours later and order the same thing all over again. Fat Saturday is the best day of the week. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if there's free cookies at work on a Wednesday, I'll eat them.
Now, will you have 1, or will you be like, I'm gonna eat 6?
Depends on my mood.
Okay.
And depends on if I have anything coming up. I usually. That's hard. Like, people carb backload, and I'm like, I can't carb backload because I can't stop at 6 donuts. I have to have all 12 or all 24 donuts. Yeah.
I saw that picture of Jordan. We talked about carb backloading. He ate 32 donuts.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
easy.
I can too, and I'd weigh 348 pounds again. I don't know. I have a friend, he just finished his 10-day, like, no carb thing, and he had his first day of, like, he's like, I just ate 12,000 calories of pizza, and just, like, I don't know, that 1,200, maybe 1,200.
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel terrible. And I'm like, and I was just thinking about, like, Jordan does it every night. He eats a pizza. Yep. And then,
which blows my mind because he's an incredible endurance athlete, and I'm like, how does your body function with all that sugar and carb? Because we work out in the morning, we work out at 10 together. And it's usually, like, today we did a 30-minute endurance workout, and he blasted it. Like, did awesome.
Wow. Yeah. I watched the Rich Froning documentary, and he does the same thing. Like, during the games, he had Papa John's up in his room. Yep. And it's just like, some people can do that.
Like, you almost need to replenish your body, like, max out those glycogen stores, and in competition mode, you need to just ply your face with carbs because you need to rejuvenate yourself. Yeah.
So I usually ask a few questions for people towards the end of the podcast, and we've already been talking about 50 minutes, so it's been flying by.
Yeah, it has.
And so who are some of the people that you've looked up to throughout your, not just your CrossFit career, but, like, just through fitness? Like, I'm kind of leading you into one of these questions. Like, I saw you post a picture about your dad the other day. So, like, tell us about that.
Okay. My dad has been a huge part of my fitness career and just motivation. He, always said, just try your best, and that's all you can do. Has really let me push my limits and has been supportive in me pushing my limits. When you get to this level of CrossFit, it takes a big chunk of your time, and I've sacrificed I wouldn't say I've missed out on a lot of other things going on, but it takes a big priority in my day. And so it's been really nice that my family has let me be here as much as I am. Yeah. As far as inspiration, I will say going to the games and seeing the individual girls compete has been huge. A huge inspiration, and in my workouts, and when I get up before work to come work out, I'm like, those girls are doing it, I want to do it too. God has blessed me with muscles and arms and legs to use. I need to go use them, and go do something cool because your body's letting you, and don't tell yourself you can't do it. Those girls can do it, you can too. And then you see some of the girls at the games, and Mallory and I have had stronger maxes than them, and it's like, okay, so yes, they're a better endurance athlete, but my max is stronger than their max. So if I can do that, I can work on my endurance and be a contender with them. And it's like, okay, this goal is not too far out of reach. It's a stretch, but it's doable.
I mean, you're hungry.
Exactly. So it was super inspiring.
It's your new French fries.
Seeing them. It's my new French fries. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, as far as life inspiration, my mom and my dad they are the most incredible people, and I hope that I can be half the mom that my mom is. She stayed home for 25 years and raised us kids, and she just I have 3 other siblings, and we talk all the time man, the stuff mom did for us when we were kids, it's just, she worked her butt off from 8 in the morning till 10 at night, just surprise snacks, and like I said, she homeschooled us, and she dragged us to homeschool functions, and swim, gym, and art, and it's just, I hope I have the energy that she had raising us kids, because she is just so incredible.
That's
and
cool.
My dad, he was out in the world working and supported a family of 6 for, again, 25 years, and it's just really cool to watch them, and they both love the Lord and have been such good examples for us kids to follow in those same footsteps, and so I couldn't be more blessed to have them as parents, and with the divorce rate these days, it's just cool to see them. They've had their struggles too, and they've worked through them, and it's nice to come home to a safe place, and I wouldn't trade them for the world.
That's
They're
cool.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
parents are awesome. Even now, my mom says, I do dumb stuff as a 33-year-old, and she's like, "Good thing I love you," and I'm like, "Mom, thank you." Well, that's cool. Now, I'm sure with what you've done now in this community, do you get people that come and ask you questions? What are the top few questions that people ask you about?
Usually about the diet.
Okay.
And kind of like you mentioned, it's a lot of progress has come in a short amount of time for me, which has been really cool. But people are like, "Are you on drugs? What are you doing?" Which no, I'm not on drugs. But it's usually diet questions, and diet more than anything. Diet
and hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know how someone would even I'd have a best friend, and if they were on drugs, I wouldn't go and be like, "Are you on drugs?" I don't know what people get off on doing that.
Yeah, and I just would never put that in my body. I'm like, no, I don't want to be a good athlete because of something that's illegal. I want to be a good athlete because I worked hard at it.
And you're and I'm a good person, and and
I'm a nurse, so if I get caught, I'm in a lot of trouble.
It's not just gonna. Oh no, now I can't go to the games. Oh no, I lose my job.
So just a diet and pointers, and I do this, and this. What do you think I should do the zone diet? Do you think I should do something else? And again, it's one of those things. You got to find what works for you. You got to find something you like, because if you're unhappy in your diet, you're not going to do it. Yeah.
I do I count macros.
Yeah.
And that's been really awesome for me. I never could wrap my head around zone. I'm just blocks. It hurts, and so but. Some people do really well in paleo.
Exactly.
And some people do really well just, hey, I'm gonna eat smaller portions and not drink soda and beer anymore. You know, and so that's what works for them. And that's what's sustainable. Kind of leads to my next question. What are the top 3 things? Like if someone came up to you brand new into this whole world of CrossFit, just walked in the gym, what were your top 3 advice that you would give that person?
Don't get frustrated. Take care of your body. And, well, I guess I would say don't give up, but that kind of goes with don't get frustrated.
So let's go into each one. So don't get frustrated.
Don't get frustrated. So CrossFit is something that does not come overnight. I'm trying to think this one through, being on the spot.
Yeah.
So it's not something that comes overnight. It's going to take a long time because a lot of people come into CrossFit and have never even touched a barbell, so it's just awkward.
Yeah, and then some of those Olympic lifts are very technical.
Yeah, like a snatch, one, the name is outrageous, and 2, the movement itself is just like, what is this? So it just takes time and practice. So don't get frustrated and don't get down on yourself I've been working on ring muscle ups for 2 years and finally they're starting to be okay and they're still not where they need to be.
Yeah, it took me 2.5 years to do a pull up.
Exactly, and it's like you just got to keep working at it and just do it. Like you don't get discouraged. Like you just got something that takes practice and it's okay. And I guess that kind of goes into you just go at your own pace. You can't compare yourself to somebody else. They're at it's different time frame, different level, different gifts that they have, and different strengths and weaknesses that they have. Just compare yourself against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Look at where you were and where you've come from, and look at that progress and let that motivate you.
Compete against yourself.
Exactly.
Not the other people.
Exactly. And yes, it's good to chase people.
Yeah.
So I guess I would also say surround yourself with awesome athletes. Don't get excited about beating everybody, but chase after those athletes that are beating you because they'll stretch you and push your limits. And
I know whose name on the board I need to look for.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And make that your motivation.
Yeah.
And even do it secretly, but yeah, definitely pick a goal and pick a high goal. Don't sell yourself short. Shoot for the stars because why not?
Yeah.
You're a lot more capable of more than you think you are.
Right.
Which is something that I have totally found because there's no reason a cheerleader should be good at CrossFit.
I don't know about that. All the being over the handstand walks. I don't know if you do that in cheerleading. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all the gymnastic stuff that
yes, it helps for the gymnastics portion. But yeah, I don't know. But and so don't get frustrated. Surround yourself with awesome athletes. And I would just if you want to be successful in the sport, you've got to do the little things like mobility and diet, and rest. Rest days are a part of training.
I almost think they're more important than because I've seen too many times where a new family or a new person will come into the gym and they're just like, I'm coming 6 days a week, and then after a few months they've blown a shoulder or they don't heal their body. Right.
Yep. Yeah, I take at least 2 rest days a week, and I love them. And you need them.
Cherish them.
You have to do it. It's like I said, it's a part of the training regimen. Yeah. Your body has to build that way. Exactly.
Well, is there anything that you would like to plug?
Well, if anyone wants to follow me, it's at Jessica R. Griffith on Instagram. Want to give a huge shout out to sponsors, Noble. I love you guys. Driven Nutrition, those are my supplements that I take.
Awesome.
Scope them out. Axum Performance is always near and dear to my heart. I love them. Forge backs us up all the time. They're out in California.
Cool.
I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the Unbroken podcast. This was a lot of fun. And guys, if you liked it, make sure you like and comment on iTunes and Stitcher because it helps other people find us. And let's grow this little thing as big as we can. And I'll put all your links and stuff up on the webpage. And guys, remember to live unbroken.
Yeah, see ya.